Milton and Lydia from Love is Blind season 5 have just announced that they are getting divorced. Well, Lydia just announced that she is filing for a divorce from Milton. She posted a statement on Instagram, which we will get into, but she also went on AD's podcast and spilled all the tea, which I will recap in another video. So here's what she had to say. She said, "Our beginning was truly magical. It was a love story that you read in the books, and it felt like a fantasy, a fairy tale. As I write this, people aren't aware that I asked to go our separate ways, not because I don't love you, but because our love story has come to an end. As tears roll down my cheeks, the part that hurts most is the part that saw the potential of what could be. But your last words to me spin around at night, taking over my sleep and my spirit." And in AD's podcast interview, she said that his last words to her were that, let me see, hold on. She says that it was that she was stupid and untrustworthy. So here's what she had to say. She said, "Our beginning was truly magical. It was a love story that you read in the books, and it felt like a fantasy, a fairy tale. As I write this, people aren't aware that I asked to go our separate ways, not because I don't love you, but because our love story has come to an end. As tears roll down my cheeks, the part that hurts most is the part that saw the potential of what could be. But your last words to me spin around at night, taking over my sleep and my spirit." And in AD's podcast interview, she said that his last words to her were that she was stupid and untrustworthy. "I never wished this ending or any ending, to be honest. I wish I knew the answer to what happened, what made you change truly, so I could go back and fix it. When you read these words, you're probably going to be angry at me. You always were when I overshared." And she discusses this more in the podcast interview. "But this is part of my healing and gathering back the pieces you broke. No one will ever know the amount of pains as I write this or all the sleepless nights." She goes on to say, "Thank you. Thank you for the beginning of our love story. Thank you for choosing me as I was. It is because of that man I saw at the altar that I know what I deserve now. My wish for you is that you find your happiness that you couldn't find with me, and I have accepted that forever. The first man that chose me and loved me for being me. I wouldn't trade it, even though I am in pain. I wouldn't change our marriage for anything. Forever, you have taken a piece of my heart with you. I loved you beyond the beyond, and for me, love will always be blind." Now, that message was sweet and cute. What wasn't sweet and cute was her interview with AD, because she spilled tea. I literally have 4 pages of notes because she basically talked the whole entire time. AD barely could get a word in because she was just letting it loose. So that message was cute and sweet, but girl, what went down in their marriage was not cute or sweet. So go to the next video. I'm going to recap it for you. Now, season 5 was that super weird season where we only saw 3 couples go on vacation. They cut Renee and Carter's story completely out. And there was that couple that was also cut out because she was allegedly assaulted by her fiance and was suing Netflix and Kinetic. And I heard from way back in the day that their decision to get married was heavily influenced by production. Like, they literally begged Milton, possibly paid them more money to get married. And a lot of the things that I've been told you guys in past videos finally came to light in her interview with AD, which we will get into that. So Lydia sat down with AD on her podcast, What's the Reality, to talk about why her and Milton are getting divorced. It was an hour long, so here's the recap. So she says that in May, it would have made 3 years that her and Milton were married. She said that she doesn't want to bash anyone, but she's been quiet for too long, and she wasn't ready to hear other people's opinions on her divorce. She did file for divorce from Milton March 31st. She had dates, timelines, all kind of shit. She said it wasn't just one isolated situation, it was a layer of situation, and that problems started happening fairly early on into the marriage, about 6 months into the marriage. She said that she knew she had to tell her truth when she asked Milton for a divorce, and he said he wanted an NDA. She does reiterate what she said in her Instagram post about the beginning. Everything was a fairy tale. She said he loved her for who she was, and she wasn't called too much, and then ultimately was called too much. So she says it was a layer of things. The first argument was about a woman he dated in the past. He wouldn't cut her off. Now, I told you guys in the past that Milton went into Love is Blind involved with somebody. That there was a girl around when he went into the show. So she literally goes into detail and says one night they were moving and he was being really uneasy with her. She says she opened up his computer and saw a text between Milton and his best friend, and the best friend sent a picture of this ex, and Milton's response was, "Oh yeah, she's been all around this dick lately," and then followed it up by saying, "I want to fuck her." So which one is it? Has she been all around this dick lately, or you want to fuck her? Because she been all around this dick lately sounds like you fucked her, but that's just my opinion. So she goes on to say that she asked him, how long has it been that you wanted to fuck her? And he was like, what are you talking about? And ultimately ended up turning it back on her and blaming her for going through his shit. Fuckboy 101. So she said that was the first incident. She said they went to couples therapy to get through it. She said this is the same ex that he wrote a love letter to her and kept it in a shoebox in their apartment. Lydia says she doesn't consider herself a jealous person unless she has a motive. She tried to forgive and forget and just convinced herself that they didn't do anything physical. She said that during their wedding ceremony, when they were renewing their vows, their ceremony in Puerto Rico that they did, she had a gut instinct and she went through his phone and saw that he was texting the same girl, that the girl reached out and Milton responded. He said that he didn't say anything inappropriate, but to Lydia's point, she's like, block this bitch. Like, why are you still communicating with her? She said that Milton did have his own complaints about Lydia and that his complaints is that she was always nagging and that she disrespected him by wearing swimsuits and confiding in his family. Those were his complaints about her. Her complaints were that he was cheating and his complaints were about her swimsuits. She said that she doesn't think that their age gap played into the demise of their marriage. It's about emotional maturity, which I believe comes with age. I definitely think it was an age thing. I think she's like 8 years older than Milton. I think very early on, the audience could see like they were a mismatch. They were not compatible. He was all stoic and weird and unemotional, like a robot and shit. She said that Milton often complained about her cursing in front of his family. Now, we all seen that on the show, and that might be like a cultural thing because maybe in Latin culture that's okay, but in Black households, cussing in front of parents is a no-no. However, that does not excuse shit Milton did, because bitch, how dare you complain about a motherfucking thing? Anyway, she goes on to say she started to feel small in the marriage, that he would play video games all the time, that he immersed himself in playing Halo, that even on her birthday, he didn't help set up for her party because he was playing Halo. She was having like a pool party or some shit and he didn't help set up for it because he was playing the game the whole time. And that when he did come down, he had a funky ass attitude. Then gonna say he's mad because she wore a promiscuous swimsuit. So she says she tried to meet him in the middle by getting less cheeky swimwear, and that the exchange was that he would stop liking women's bikini pictures on Instagram. How you mad that I'm in a bikini, but then you liking somebody else's Instagram bikini pictures? Like, bitch, I will slap you. He said that even though she stopped wearing skimpy swimsuits, that he kept liking women's photos, but he would not like her photos, would say that he just didn't see them. She says that he never complimented her, that he wasn't supportive when she was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. He told her that you're not dying. All you have to do is work out and eat healthy. She wanted to take medical leave from her job because of her illness, and he told her no. Bitch, you are not my daddy. She said that a common misconception was that they didn't live together. She said that he lived in Long Beach for a total of 3 months and that they've always lived together since they met. She says that she doesn't speak to him at all since she asked for the divorce, which was March 31st. He gave a lot of dates in this interview, and that his last words to her was that she was a stupid and untrustworthy person. They were talking about taxes, and he told her that she's a stupid and untrustworthy person. Your mama's a stupid and untrustworthy person, bitch. I mean, she has a really close relationship with his family, which she talks about, so no shade to mama, but I'm just saying that's what I would have said. She says that on 5 different occasions, women have messaged her and said that he was actively trying to pursue them, flirting with them, buying them drinks, basically trying to cheat shit. Now, I told you guys a while ago that Milton was seen out in California in bars and shit not wearing his ring. So she says that he had a university event and that last year he told her that no spouses were allowed in the hotels. And then she said this year he had the same event. She didn't even ask to go because she thought no spouses were allowed. And a woman came forward with receipts of him inviting her back to his room and calling her at 4 o'clock in the morning. And she showed Lydia the text exchanges and the FaceTime. She said, this woman said that when she originally met Milton, he did not have a ring on, but when she FaceTimed him, she saw the ring and asked him if he was married. And he said no. He said it was like his university ring, and that the woman ended up Googling him and seeing everything. That's when she reached out to Lydia and told her. She said that multiple women came forward with the same story. Basically that he was trying to pursue them, buying them drinks, trying to cheat, trying to be ain't shit. She said that this last one on March 31st was it for her. And whenever she confronts him about cheating, that his excuse is her swimsuits. Bitch, She said she always felt like her marriage wasn't a priority. She said that they did live with his parents for 7 months because they were saving money to buy a house, that she was very, very close to his parents and that his parents knew everything that was going on, and that Milton would often tell her when she confronted him about the cheating or when she told him that she wanted the divorce, he told her, I'm not going to chase you. Well, bitch, don't chase me then. She said that she was scared to come out with this information because people idolize him. Like, girl, no, we don't. No, we don't. We didn't like him. Remember, we thought he was a big, tall, emotionless worm. I think people liked him on the reunion. Didn't nobody like him, girl? I thought he was weird and strange. She said that she's learned to respect and honor her non-negotiables and never settle for less than you deserve. She did say that Milton was not supportive of her fibromyalgia and never took the role of being a partner, which we saw in the show, like him not picking up for himself. She said that when she would be feeling very ill and sick, like he would just pile on things for her to do. She did describe an incident when they were moving or something. He was throwing away her things and they got into an argument in front of the moving people, and he told her, like, you're 5 minutes away from like being thrown out on the street. She said that she's trying to put back the pieces together that he broke, and that his favorite thing to tell her was that she had no emotional control because she cried. No, bitch, you're just a fucking robot. And she said that he would often tell her that he's left women for much less. Like, bitch, bye, go, leave, Mr. Worm Mustache Man. She did also describe an incident where her mom was trying to confront Milton, and as you know, like, her mom doesn't speak good English, like it's not her first language, and that Milton was mimicking and making fun of her mom for not being able to say disappointed. That would have been the end for me. He would have had to catch these hands. Oh, he told her that she's always in her masculine and she needs to be submissive. He's one of those. He says ultimately she realized that they had very different fundamental values, which I think a lot of us saw on screen. We're very confused why they got married. But again, I heard that the decision for them to get married was heavily persuaded by production because they did not have a couple to get married that season and they needed at least one. She does go on to say that he was the first man to ever fully love her and that she faults herself for allowing things to happen because she says, what you're not changing, you're choosing. That's a bar. She has officially filed. She moved out from his parents' house, but she still has a very close relationship with them. They will always be her mom and pop, and that she is leaning on her social media following. She's alone. All of her family's in Puerto Rico. She says her grandfather just recently passed away and she wasn't able to be there for her mother, and that's been really hard on her. None of the girls from the show know. She said that the person that she was closest to from the show was Estefania, who we didn't get to see much of, but she's been really there and supporting her. She said she felt very alone in her marriage and that this is going to be a shock to the world. Not really. I think we all saw this coming. I heard from a while ago that they have been separated for a long time. I don't think that Milton ever really took this marriage seriously is what it sounds like. I think maybe because production may have swayed his decision, he maybe kind of took it as like it not being a real thing. But it seems like it was a very real thing to her. She seemed extremely hurt and bothered by the ending of the marriage. And originally I was going to pop my shit and talk my shit and be like, duh, we all saw this coming. Like, honestly, she seemed really sad. And Milton's really fucked up. Like, how dare your ugly ass be out cheating? Like, the fuck? You looked in the mirror. Anyway, girl, we support you. We don't idolize that man. He sucks. And he weird looking. Anyway, that's the recap.